How Asian parents flex when coming to America. Okay, let's see this. They just don't they just usually go to Chinatown?
What the hell you say, huh? When I came to America, I didn't even know what AC was. Then even when we had the AC, never used it. Cause I lost the controller. You don't know how
Fair.
easy you have it.
Fair.
Huh? Every time I turn the AC on, I get whooped by my grandpa for waiting.
I mean, that is kind of true though, because if I know someone that came from America, they're Asians who came from America. One of their rules is that you never touch the AC or the thermostat, and I don't know why, but that's just usually how it goes. Maybe it's because like Asian parents who usually first generation Asians who come to America feels like they need to save on expenses. And maybe that's one of the reasons, but I've never experienced it myself.
Money. You don't know how easy you have it, huh? When I came to America, I had to fly 16 hours on Spirit Airlines. I had to travel 2 weeks in a ship. I had to roll my own boat. I walked all the way to America. Cat, what are you, Jesus? When I came here, I didn't speak the language. Today, you have Google Translate so easy, lah. I had to carry a dictionary everywhere I went. The only English I knew was quarter pounder with cheese. For 2 years, I ate the same thing until I learned.
Cheese. I mean, that's true though. Like, haven't you, for my fellow peeps in America, haven't you seen foreigners in America themselves that cannot speak the language? Like I've met a lot of when I was in America, when in Pennsylvania specifically, I've met a lot of Asian families there who doesn't speak English at all. It's like what they usually do is that their kids become the translator for them, because the kids go to the kids go to the school and stuff, right? So the kids get to learn the language and the accent and everything. But when it comes to things, usually the first generation of Asian parents, they usually don't know how to speak English at all. Like, this is sometimes what baffles me, is that how did they even get into the country where they don't speak the language? You know what I mean?
Egg fried rice. I learned English from watching Hannah Montana. I learned English from watching Teletubbies. I learned English watching Attack on Titan. They don't speak English. Nani? Also, this coffee maker.
Oh no, he watches it dub. That's kind of cringe, man.
Wasn't so easy to leave my friends behind. I had to send them messages by pigeon.
What?
You have FaceTime. I know, but pigeon cooler. Nowadays, you kids so spoiled with your $8 latte. I came here with $20 in my pocket. I came here with 11 raspberries in my pocket. I came here with a packet of Uncle Ben ready to eat minute rice in my pocket.
True. One of the things that I also have like noticed from Asian families, like they don't send letters. They send like souvenirs. I don't know if you guys had this, but usually Asian people will send Asian souvenirs. Some kind of souvenirs, like maybe like a phone or a PC or clothes from America into boxes, and then they will send it to their country of choice, maybe Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, or the Philippines, right? I kind of did notice that a lot. They constantly do that. Like I think in the Philippines they're called balikbayan boxes or something. Yeah, and it's actually one of the things that I never understood why, because like it takes like 6 months just to send it from America to the other side of the world, and usually when it comes, the food is usually spoiled. You know what I mean? I don't know. Let me know if you guys had those experiences.
I got my first job in Panda Express cleaning the bottom of wok, cutting the ends of string bean, peeling the shell of shrimp. Then I got promoted and became an engineer. I got my certificate from building an IKEA table. Then I became a lawyer by watching Judge Judy. Then I became a doctor by watching YouTube tutorial. But as you know,
at least he's not using ChatGPT. At least he's not a ChatGPT doctor.
How did you do that? I'm glad you asked. See, when I started Beijing Kong, I didn't even have a chair. I so good when I get a loan, the bank owes me money. I started Beijing Kong in my mom's basement. I started Beijing Kong in the kitchen.
Oh, it's because it's like a Chinese accent.
On the roof, which I shared with 5 roommates. You kids nowadays will never know work ethic. When I was 9, I was 25. I wake up every day at 5:99 a.m. to get to work at 6. I work 26 hours a day, 8 days a week.
26 hours a day, goddamn.
So I slept faster. I lived on Top Ramen and MSG. The only flavor I knew was disappointment. 1 year later, I hired my first employee, myself, so I can work 50 hours a day.
The thing is that, like,
Beijing Kong
okay,
into a
let me finish first.
Then retired at 25. What? You're retired? Not anymore. I had to come out of retirement to carry your stupid channel. Emotional damage. Subscribe.
The thing that I kind of did notice is that majority of Asian who travel to America, they usually have this pattern that I normally see. what usually goes is that number one, they will find a way to get to America. They will get to America without studying the culture, studying the politics, and without studying the language. And then they get to America. You know what I mean? After that, when they get to America, after the next thing that I do notice is that they will try their best to join any form of employment. Like if they could be a dishwasher, this could like anything actually that I feel like it. Like as long as they can get their hands into it, and as long as they can get a job. Once after that's done, they usually have kids, or if they brought their kids with them, they send them to school normally, right? So that they could get someone educated in the field of English or in the language, so that they can use as a translator in the future, and so forth until they are able to start their own businesses. Like the most commonly owned businesses in America that is by Asian families are usually laundromats, if I'm not mistaken, pharmacies, or like traditional pharmaceuticals such as roots and insects, and it's basically pseudo medicine. You know what I mean? And the third that I've noticed is like some levels of like a grocery store that literally has everything packed into it. So like at some levels, I kind of do understand the fight that the parents always have to go in America, considering that they are sometimes not really. There's some racist people when it comes to it, so I kind of do understand it. But when the day ends, these expectations of their obligations and their responsibilities are sometimes chucked into a kid, where a kid just wants to live. You know what I mean? So I kind of do understand, the whole stress and the stress of the parents that they're going through, and how they want their kids to be better than them. This is why kids, if you have an Asian, for example, if you're an American, right, and you have Asian classmates, you notice that your Asian classmates are always doing well in school. I mean, when they're at least elementary or high school or whatever, right? Because when they get home, they're going to get whooped in the ass by their parents, usually, if they're second generation or third generation Asians. But alongside that, usually if it's the fourth generation Asians, they usually don't have that anymore. They're more westernized or Americanized. That's what I would say, at least. But I don't know. I might be wrong. I've only met a few families in Pennsylvania. Specifically, I think it was Chinese, Japanese, and some Singaporeans, and no, not Singaporeans, Malaysians and Filipinos. So do let me know if I'm wrong on that. Anyway, great video. Let's move on to the next one.